Good morning, children. In this lecture, I'm going to continue the poem My Mother at 66. I had explained the first 14 lines in my last lecture, and I'm going to continue with the remaining part of the poem. But before I go ahead, let me take you back to what we had seen in the last lecture. Poet is going to Cochin Airport along with her mother, who is sitting beside her in the car. The mother is sleeping, but she looks worried and anxious. And the poet feels pain to realize that her mother is old and is approaching her death. In order to divert her mind from this painful realization, the poet starts looking outside. She notices two different things outside the car. One is the trees sprinting, and the second is the merry children running out of their homes. This is what I had explained in my last lecture. In these lines, the poet is drawing a contrast. What's the contrast? Contrast is between the old mother sitting in the car and the young trees and merry children. What does the old mother symbolize? Old mother symbolizes decay and inactivity. What do the young children symbolize? Children symbolize energy, vigor, and continuity of life. They symbolize joy, happiness. So, this is the contrast in these lines, the contrast between the old mother and young children, merry children who are full of life, energy, and enthusiasm. Now look ahead in the next line. When we read ahead to the next lines, try to understand the meaning. The poet in the next line has reached the airport. After the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her. So the poet has reached the airport, and as soon as she reaches the airport, she gets through the security check. And now she is going away from her mother. You can see in the poem the poet standing a little away from her mother. Before she gets into the airport, she is looking at her mother for the last time once again. I looked at her. In the next line, you find the appearance of the mother. Wan, pale as a late winter's moon. Here you have another simile. The poet compares her mother to the late winter's moon. Why does she compare her mother to a late winter's moon? Now you must realize that during the winter season, moon cannot look bright. It is hidden behind the fog and mist, and so the moon lacks brightness. Similarly, during this old age, mother has lost her shine and brightness. She looks pale and ash colored. There is paleness on her face. There is no joy, there is no cheer on her face. So the mother, having lost her energy, her youth, her strength, her vitality, she is compared to the late winter's moon. So just as during the winter season, moon cannot look bright because it is hidden behind the fog and mist, mother also has lost her shine and cheer on her face. There's no brightness on her face. That's why the mother is compared to the late winter's moon. So this is another simile. The figure of speech used in this line is simile. Please note down this. Look ahead to the next line. And felt that old familiar ache, my childhood fear. What does familiar ache mean? Familiar ache refers to the poet's fear of separation from her mother. The poet's fear of her mother's death. My childhood fear. What does this expression mean? During her childhood also, she was haunted by the fear of losing her child, losing her mother. So this feeling, this anxiety, this worry was constantly haunting her right from her childhood. And this is a familiar ache because this feeling, this fear keeps coming into her mind again and again. That's why it's called familiar ache. So familiar ache and childhood fear both refer to the same feeling and fear of separation from the mother. Poet experienced this agony of separation, this fear of separation from her mother, from her childhood, and this feeling once again haunted her now at the airport because she is going away from her and there is no assurance that she will be able to meet her mother again because she is old. But all I said was, see you soon, Amma, and all I did was smile and smile and smile. What is the figure of speech in the last line? It is repetition. The word smile is repeated. She did not speak much to her mother other than just uttering four different words. See you, Amma, soon. These are the four words she spoke to her at the time of parting. What does this convey? This conveys that she wanted to reassure her that she will be able to meet her again, though she was not at all sure at that time that this would be possible. Why does she repeat the word smile and smile and smile? Do you think that it was a spontaneous, natural smile? No, it was not. It was a smile that she deliberately put up on her face to hide her real feelings of anxiety and worry about her mother's well being. So the smile indicates that it was a deliberate attempt made by the poet to hide her real feelings of anxiety and worry, and also the guilt feeling that she is not able to be with her mother and look after her in her old age. As a daughter, she had the moral responsibility to be with her mother and to look after her in her old age, but because of the circumstances, she is perhaps not able to do so, and so there is a guilt feeling. And by smiling, She is trying to hide that guilt feeling. She is trying to hide her real feelings of anxiety and worry. And she wanted to give her mother a cheerful farewell. So her last words, "See you, Amma, soon," and her smile show that it was a deliberate attempt made by her to hide her real feelings and to give her mother a cheerful farewell. I hope you have understood the poem. Thank you.